Welcome back to the Triple SC, everybody. Got my buddy here, Gronk,
Christopher,
hanging out. We checking out a little bit of the Hogwarts Legacy on the Pro today.
they just dropped that PSSR update yesterday evening, so I am excited to see how nasty it
Hands
really
out,
how nasty it really plays now.
especially because you've already played this since you've had the Pro, so like you kind of gotta look at it before that got released
You know,
because that was for general all games, correct? Like this
yeah,
was a software update.
yeah,
Okay,
and it's supposed to upscale, do a lot of like make the hardware upscale, the software upscale,
okay,
the visuals on even as far back as PS4 titles to make them
that'd be cool.
even saucier. So now I'm curious on all those PS4 games. It's like, all right, well, what got the,
What's tied with that?
you know,
Yeah, that's a good question.
what games look sexy now?
I'd be intrigued to know.
No kidding. So I am playing Hogwarts Legacy right now, and I'm gonna try I'm gonna try very hard to stay here present and focused. And
That's a task of its own,
it's
isn't
it's
it?
a little bit of a task sometimes. I have very little multitasking ability, but
Well,
I
I
I
I got one thing I can bring up real quick while you
okay.
while you mosey through whatever puzzle
We're
you're
gonna
trying to
let
puzzle.
Chris take the lead. It's his episode for the lead, so Christopher, go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you. So I got GTA Definitive Edition for the Switch the other day, and I thought, given the conversation we had about them having some type of censorship agreement, that I was going to see some drastic changes in that game. Because I mean, if there's any game they're going to censor, it's going to be GTA. I mean, given you said that they were censoring things, I was kind of shook that they even offered it if that's what they were going to say, that more or less we're going to censor certain things on here. So well, I'm here to tell you I'm about 20 minutes in and ain't nothing been censored yet. You can still do the little trick I showed you to get the pick up a girl off the side of the road and go get more health hidden behind the bushes, if you will. And I mean, there's still all the very offensive names and the comment I told you that Misty says, like the second mission in, that
Yeah,
you could have easily cut that little thing out.
still there.
It's still there because it played no part in the conversation you have with Joey after she says it. So they could have easily taken it out and it wouldn't even affected any of the game. You could have just been the cutscene could have simply started with you having a conversation with Joey, but they left it in there. So I mean, I'm really intrigued to see what that censorship includes.
I, I
I
don't know.
was happy. I didn't see any censorship like that. I mean, if I'm playing GTA, I'm playing GTA for a reason. I'm not playing it because I'm worried about feelings or what I'm doing in the game. The act of playing GTA is for a very
For adults.
yeah. There's a certain purpose for it. So we all know what we're getting on that game for.
Mhm. That's right.
And I mean, five is its own you know portfolio of offensive, derogatory, insane scenarios. You ever played five at all?
Um, no, I could never get it to open. Playing it on, I tried to get it for the five. I loaded it, I installed it, I opened it up, and at least according to the menu, I had to, and I paid full price for, well, let me say that different. I didn't pay full price. It was like on sale at Walmart for 20 bucks.
Oh, okay.
Even the PS5 version
It was 20 bucks.
was 20 bucks, and I
Well, yeah,
thought,
because it's been out since the
steal.
PS3. It should be 20 bucks.
And so I got it home, I loaded it, and as soon as I opened it up, it was like you still need to buy the game data or something else from the startup menu, and I was like, I'm not,
I've heard that they make you buy the online to play the
and
campaign,
I'm not doing that. I'm not
or
buying the
buy the campaign to
online.
play online.
Well, you've already bought the campaign because you bought the
You bought
game
the disc.
disc.
Yeah.
What else is there to get?
Uh, Listen, that's just what I've heard. I don't like it either.
And my flabber's done been gasted because it's like, say I bought this full price, I'm not going to spend 70 and then find out I have to spend another $40, $50 to play the base game.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
So I wasn't I don't know if I'm just not understanding that hurdle correctly, or if there's something else I should have been doing and didn't, or maybe I missed a trick knee and somebody fell down the stairs, and I'm
Right.
just missing something somewhere. I don't know, but I kind of got frustrated and I gave up, and I was like, if this is what Rockstar, or not Rockstar,
That's who
no,
makes GTA. Yeah. You're
Rockstar.
right.
If
Yeah.
this is what Rockstar is doing, I'm not
Not
here
for it.
for it.
Yeah. So no
I'm
intentions to get six then?
not unless they've worked out that issue. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've heard the game's going to drop at $70 or $80 a copy. It's supposed to be more than what they're traditionally going for.
I saw somebody that said that they should charge like $800 because of how much there is to do. And I think it was GTA 6.
Uh,
Whoever got their early review copy of the game's like, man, they should charge $800 for it because of how much play value there is there. There's no way they will, but they should. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
you get facts. I'm
Why
glad you have that opinion, but keep that one to yourself, Bubby.
why would you give already somewhat unscrupulous corporate entities more bad ideas?
Yeah. They're already pitching the whole GTA Plus to you.
I'm not,
Or it is GTA Plus, right? Despite the fact you can play
yeah,
any Rockstar game.
just like Ubisoft Plus's
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed or whatever else they've got going on.
Yeah. How long you think we got till Bethesda does something like that? Activision. Well, Activision's owned by Xbox, so they're not going to do that.
Well, their
They're
focus is
just
on
focused on the
Game
Game Pass.
Pass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're going to keep putting Activision games on Game Pass to help solidify it. Who makes sports games? EA.
EA
Yeah,
usually.
yeah. Took me a second to remember that.
They're the trusted brand in sports games, and they have been for a very long time.
Oh yeah, that's all. I can hear the logo in my head
Oh, not back down. Come
from
on.
even back in the
Okay.
late '90s.
Well, there was kind of a running theory that David Hayter, the guy that does the voice of Solid Snake, that he's the one that was like EA or EA
EA
Sport,
Sports
EA
Syndicate.
Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah,
And everybody thought that was David Hayter for a long time, and he had to be like, y'all,
weren't
no.
me. Yeah, wasn't
Whoever
me.
did it's got talent as a voice actor, but it wasn't me.
Yeah,
So
interesting.
quit hitting my DMs looking for that confirmation because it wasn't me. Whatever the conversation was, but
Yeah. Well, I didn't put this together until the other day. Uh, well, this might have been a couple months ago, but the guy that does the voice of one of the characters in Black Ops Zombies, the
yeah,
OG one, did a
uh,
lot of the voices off of like Cartoon Network and Toonami and stuff like that. You remember the robot in Toonami?
yeah.
He did that voice too.
Do you remember the character that he voiced or
Is
what
it
else he
is it
might have done?
not Dempsey? No, it's the one that was always screaming, um, "Get that gun and get over here, gutbag."
Straight out the gate, I wouldn't know his name. Like I'd
That's
have
fair.
to hear him again. I know that Nolan North is a voice in Zombies. He's like the
It's not
the
that
the
one.
German commander or
Yeah,
whatever that.
yeah, the like high pitched voice one almost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They get him, and I love David Hayter. He's no dis. I love David Hayter, and there's no disrespect to him. I think he does a lot of great stuff. But Nolan North is my favorite voice actor,
right.
far and the hell away. Like
Hands down, top
hands,
tier.
yes,
Yeah.
number one.
What else has he
Follow.
done?
He was the voice of Nate Drake in the Uncharted games. He was the
Okay.
voice of Deadpool in a lot of things. He's a great Deadpool,
Yeah.
and he was the voice of the main character in Spec Ops: The Line. Like not just in video games is he an absolute
Phenomenal voice actor.
phenomenal voice out, but like all of his other projects where, like he's the voice of Superman in the Lego cartoons.
That's cool.
And
So you just get him a little bit of everywhere,
you get him.
especially in the Marvel universe and stuff like that,
Yeah, yeah, and
superhero world.
he does a lot, and he does a lot within everything that he does.
Right.
And I don't know how it would ever work, because I don't hit the conventions and stuff like that. So I don't have the money to be like, hey, I spent $50 meeting blah 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 and blah today,
Yeah.
and we had to go to Chicago to do it, and so I don't get to meet all these guys the way everybody else talks about meeting them. And it's like,
I'm
man,
sure they have that at the fairground though.
un, un,
I mean, they do a collecticon every month.
some I don't know who all they get out there, like fourth and fifth tier names who I wouldn't recognize unless somebody was literally like, all right, they had the video queued up
Right.
of their work, but anyway, I'd love to meet Nolan North. I mean, I would absolutely love it, but they tell you don't meet your heroes, right?
Yeah.
It's like you meet him, and as much as he everybody puts their game face on when they're out in public, or when they're trying to promote a project, or when they're trying to get some kind of
Good publicity out there.
good publicity. So everybody puts their game face on. Maybe behind closed doors, the guy's an absolute jerk, and you'd hate to find that out.
So is probably half the people you work with.
Uh, yeah,
Doesn't stop you from conversating with them at work.
you're not lying. I've overlooked a lot of people's
Personal beliefs.
personal crazy.
Yeah.
So Spider,
That's what I mean. It's just, you never know.
you don't, and it's kind of this thing where it's like, okay, so you find that out, and it's like, man, the illusion is gone,
Yeah.
and I can't, I'd never be able to enjoy any of the things that whoever did again, knowing there's some like deep shit prick in real life, and
Yeah. Not even enjoyable to have met them.
yeah, and
The pleasure was theirs.
uh, it was strange because I'm a big fan of Jerry Lewis movies. But growing up, I got to about high school, and there was a guy that I ran around high school with. Like, man, I heard all these stories about Jerry Lewis, about how he's like a famous, just a famous jerk, and he toured with Dean Martin a lot, and they do a stand-up comedy. Jerry Lewis would go out, tell a joke, at bomb, like you see crickets,
Yeah.
and then Dean Martin would come out 20 minutes later, tell the same joke, and people were like dying
Yeah.
from lack of oxygen to their brain because they're laughing so hard. So they get backstage, and Jerry Lewis would throw an absolute shit over the fact that the audience didn't love him and didn't react to him.
Yeah.
And you hear a lot of stories from his female co-stars about how he was
Pretty assertive.
very inappropriate with them.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear a lot of this until after he was already dead, and it's like,
Sucks now, doesn't it?
I don't know if it's true. How do you know it's true or not? It's like he's not even here to defend himself now, and it's like,
Right.
why do you wait until after they're already gone? But there's a story, and I don't know how true it is or not, that the head of Paramount Studios at the time, and Jerry Lewis was like the biggest thing at Paramount at the height of his popularity.
Okay.
He was their golden calf, if you will.
Right.
And the story is that the head of the studio was basically commenting on some of the rumors around him at the time. And it's like, how do you feel about Jerry Lewis? And it's like, and this is the head of Paramount Studios talking, and he's like, if Jerry Lewis wants to burn Paramount Studios down around everybody's heads, I will hand him the book of matches. That is how much weight he had.
Right.
So, maybe it's like he's just simply too big a name to try to go after at such a time
Right.
when Hollywood was not willing to accept sullied images and
Exposure.
exposure of their bad
Skeletons in
behavior.
a closet, if you
Yeah,
will.
yeah. And it's disheartening to hear all that stuff and have to worry about whether or not it's true. And I think, Skylar, when Skylar was on the show with us, we talked about that. And it's like, does this mean that I can't enjoy his movies anymore? It's like, no, that's not what it means.
Right.
And I have to hold to that because otherwise, you can't function anymore. You can't walk out your front door, but for all the potential to disillusion you and dishearten you and
Right.
disappoint you. And it's like, okay, you still have to live.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, 5 plus 9 is 14, so that means I need a Hydra. Okay, but that's my turn, right? I don't even know how we got there. Now I'd have to watch the playback to figure out how we got to Nolan North. You were asking me something about a voice in Black Ops, I think, weren't
Yeah.
you?
I asked if you knew about the guy being in Black Ops and Toonami.
No, I didn't catch that one. Of course, at the time I wasn't really paying attention like I am
Yeah.
now.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm about to say. We're also talking what, 12 years ago
Yeah,
when Black Ops 1 came out.
long, long. Well, Black Ops came out in 2010.
Has it really been 16 years?
Yeah, Black Ops 12. Black Ops 12. We'll be on Black Ops 12. Black
Coming
Ops
soon.
2 came out in 2012.
Okay. Back in the good old days when they used to bounce back and forth between Black Ops and Modern Warfare. Give you a little time to forget about the storyline, just long enough to pique your interest when they see the next one pop up.
Wonder how it was gonna eat you alive by the time they got to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, they just basically ignored the events of one sequel and said, hey, out of the 13 possible endings of Black Ops 2, this is the one that's canon now because we wanted to do all this with seven. It's like, well, so what about seven?
You don't like 7, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like
It
anything
was another
about
one
it.
of those paywall things, right?
Yep.
Or the
The
experience was only good co-op.
you only got the best experience through the paywall of PlayStation Plus or Game Pass
Yeah.
somehow, whatever, however that translates, whatever
Whatever
that
you had to
means,
have.
whatever it was, you had to have Game Pass or PlayStation Plus to get the best possible experience.
Yeah, I'm not for that.
No, that is my paywall protest. I'm not going there for you with that.
Yeah. Did you buy it new?
I didn't buy it at all, thankfully.
Oh, good.
They happened to get a copy in over at the video store, and
Tested it out real quick.
Skylar is always good enough to let me borrow things, on my good looks, and
You got amazing credit then, don't you? No, that's right.
actually it's more like if you don't let me borrow this, I'm gonna open the Ark of the Covenant on you, and it's like, all right, just don't look me in the eye, just take it and leave. It's fine, just go.
Is the Ark of the Covenant the puppy dog eyes?
No, well, that is like when they open it, the wrath of God spills out and it just starts melting people's faces off and destroying them.
That's fair. I thought you were just making a complete off the wall analogy.
No,
That's fair.
I knew what I was saying.
Well, I mean, never doubted you.
You shouldn't.
Learned my lesson.
I'm
Took a few
usually
years, but I learned
I'm
my lesson.
usually right almost all the time. I saw that.
No, but so I mean, let me ask you: is there any games you think that have been put on the Switch, if it's not going to be GTA, that's going to pose any censorship?
Well, apparently there is because that game Dispatch had censorship issues that people bought it for the Switch thinking that it was going to be straight like the other versions of the game,
Right.
and the however they found out about it, the players went and said, "Hey, this is kind of horseshit because you've got all this censorship on the Switch version of the game that's not in the PlayStation or Xbox version of the game, and you don't tell people, hey,
Some content's not here.
some content's not here just because it's on the Switch, and Nintendo has their own
Censorship agreement,
their yeah,
more or less.
their
If you're going to
their
put it on their platform, you're going to allow them to censor whatever they do or don't want out
you're
of it.
you're gonna subject yourself to their censorship contract,
Right.
and people want to be on good terms with Nintendo
Oh,
because
yeah. You're one of the three main ones.
Nintendo is the giant in the forest.
Yeah. Well, and they're the only ones that's not dropping every game on the Steam library. I'm pretty sure you can't get Switch games on the Steam library.
I I couldn't speak to that
I almost bet you can't.
because I haven't, and very recently I have not had cause to worry about it. But here's the kicker. Okay, this is something that is a recent development I was not expecting.
No, official Nintendo games are not on Steam. So that's one reason right there. But go ahead.
So you and I worked out an arrangement where I ended up having to switch,
Right.
right? Don't get ahead of me now. Let me tell my own story.
I didn't even say
I
anything.
know
I
I
didn't even say a
I'm
word.
gonna borrow from equilibrium here. It's my job to know what you're thinking.
He doesn't know what I'm thinking.
And and so you and I made this arrangement where I ended up acquiring a Switch because there are games that I need to be able to play, like Bayonetta 2, 3, the prequel, and eventually I guess Bayonetta 4 whenever the development team
Rolls it on out.
rolls it on out. Of course, I'd say we're probably still a couple of years away. And so anyway, I've put together a little modest little collection of Switch games in that time. I got Bayonetta 1 and 2 because Bayonetta is one of my favorite games, and it's like, well, I want to own it across
Any console.
the consoles that I have. Now, I have a PS3, and it started on PS3, but it's like I already have it on
Switch.
the Switch, Xbox. Eventually, I'll get a copy of it on PlayStation 5 again. I
Why,
don't need it on PS3.
why on the 5 though?
Well, I just mean that whether I picked up a PS4 or I bought it through the store, it would play on my 5.
I got you.
So I'm basically standing on that line that I want to it's because it's one of my favorite games, I want to own it
Universally.
universally. Now, some people out there who know me, Tim, I think asked me this question, well, if or maybe I was talking to you about it yesterday, well, why wouldn't you want to own control for the Switch?
We discussed it.
And I don't know how it's going to play on the Switch,
I don't think it's going to play good.
and
I'd,
it
I'd love to tell you how it plays. I downloaded the demo because it's a cloud service game, so you only get to purchase the license to play it through some other cloud server, much like Resident Evil game remasters and a couple other games. But it's like by the time, if any of you have played Control, then you already know you only get to walk around for maybe 2 minutes, and then you're right into a full-on cutscene that takes up the rest of your demo time. So I saw very little of the gameplay, and I saw it on the Switch One and not the Switch OLED. So I'd be curious to see the difference on the OLED for one, and
they
also maybe the two. It might be enough to, I don't know. Same reason I don't own Hogwarts Legacy on it. Scared to see what it looks like.
I with such a massive visually oriented game where the map is so big and you do so much and there's it's got so much going on at any given time. I just don't think I'd want to go back. Like I'm not gonna get Hogwarts Legacy on a Switch.
Right.
Bayonetta, I wouldn't think it's far back enough generationally. Like they ported it to the PlayStation 4.
Right.
Now I don't know how much quality of life improvement they did to it to do that,
For it was just a port.
but it might have just been a port, so it's I'm not losing so much quality
Right.
taking it across all three because I mean it's got a few years on it. The other games are relatively new, and you're going backwards in sometimes a bad way in your quality just to get them on there.
Right.
And there's other things that I can go backwards in and not feel like I'm suffering too much.
Yeah.
But I got the Batman, of course, the Batman Arkham games are pretty big games. There's a lot to do there, so I'll be curious what they look like
Right.
once I get them loaded. But I let's see, I got the Batman Arkham trilogy, I got Bayonetta 1 and 2, and I got
Trilogy.
the Turok trilogy,
Yeah.
and those games are 20 odd
Oh,
years
you already
old.
got the Batman. You already bought the Batman game.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's what I
Okay.
was telling you earlier that it
Well,
was.
you said it. I didn't hear you say you got it. I just heard you say that it was only $30 up there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's $30 at Walmart versus being used over at GameStop and still costing up over 40.
that's insane.
Yeah,
Was it on sale? Or was it just
it was just
regularly?
shelf price was
Wow,
$30.
that's crazy.
I even looked through the ones that they had marked down that are like 20,
Yeah,
and
nothing
there wasn't I would have hoped I'd have run across the BioShock trilogy, but there wasn't anything.
really grabbed you by the short and curlies.
No, nothing at all. Nothing that reached me. And then and I'm thinking, okay, well, they don't have a whole lot of Switch games. And then I literally turn around and
Half of the aisle.
the other side of the aisle is like a whole other Switch cage. And I'm like,
That was the real Switch games. You were just looking at the strays and the
yeah,
lonelies, the untouchables of the games,
I
if you
was, I
will.
was, I was just catching the demo reel
Yeah,
for look out. And I don't know everything that was there. It's like, all right, well, I appreciate that they put this on the Switch, but I'm not.
like Resident Evil, you wouldn't get.
No,
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 not even, not even if you caught it on a good sale.
not even if I caught it on a good sale. And I'll tell you why. That game is so visually stunning. The way it looks on Xbox.
Not Requiem. I'm saying like the older ones, the unremastered ones that you can get
Oh
without cloud service.
no,
There's only a handful of them. I want to say like four, six, seven.
no.
I can't remember the other ones. Sorry,
I would. I
I said the
wouldn't.
numbers together. I had
I
to.
wouldn't play. I wouldn't play seven. Not until I've played it for the first time
Console.
on console on PlayStation or Xbox.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe these games are intended to be put into the Switch and played through your TV.
I gotta believe that that's true. Like, there's a lot
That's
of
what
them
the
that they're
case
not
is.
meant for portability. They are meant to be played
Docked.
off the when it's docked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to believe that because otherwise, the games you want to play with portability is like, I don't know, the Metro games I bought, something
yeah,
you're already not hurting for the graphics for. Any of the Mario games or Pokemon games, stuff that's already kind of their forte.
yeah.
And while those are large open world games, I mean, maybe they are just as visually demanding. You're walking through different, like, I'm trying to think of what they would be called, habitats or whatever, throughout the whole game. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Pokemon's just as good, but as far as versatility and visual effects.
To my way of thinking, they put more adult centric games on the Switch
Yeah,
to sell more Switches.
right.
But generally speaking, they're the Switches are basically Nintendo is basically built for children, and you get adults as a
caveat.
as an additive,
Yeah.
as a bonus, but you're basically trying to sell Nintendo to children.
Well, I mean, Nintendo's being the family friendly console for generations now.
I don't think it ever wasn't. Like
Yeah,
Nintendo's basically always played it safe.
yeah. Literally from Duck Hunt to
Yeah.
now.
And so
Remember how good we thought we had it when Duck Hunt was like top tier?
we're spoiled now.
Yeah. But the Wii tried to bring us back to that, you know? They really did. And the Switch does a great job at it too. Especially with the way that you got so much like gyro controls in those handhelds. It's
Yeah.
insane.
I'm a little worried about trying to adjust to playing with Switch controls. I'm going to be perfectly fair about that one.
I will admit, so like you saw me play GTA 3,
Yeah.
and I mean, you saw me do like my first, I don't know, 10 missions without dying, I think. Dog, I couldn't complete the third mission. Just kept flipping the car or something because I don't know, the camera doesn't work quite the same and it's messing with me.
Down there making some racket,
I was
apparently.
gonna say that threw me off. I was like, wait a second.
What's
What
going
was
on
that?
here? Where did he just go?
Did you lose him?
I think so. I lost him. He shouldn't be too far away.
How can you lose him?
Well, he's flying back to that stinking cabinet again, but I've forgotten where it is, and I think I've gone too far away. Because surely he's not already back down here.
So I will admit, there's a piece of me that's tempted to buy Hogwarts Legacy on there just because, well, it's $10 for the deluxe. And it's like maybe
You're
one day I would put it on my Switch too.
you're never gonna get it played unless you're able to do it right because you've got so much going on. You were just never gonna be able to get it played unless you play it in
Horribly
every increment of
spare time.
10 free minutes you've got.
Yeah,
So I think your only option is going to be to try to play it on the Switch. All right,
right.
where is it leading me?
Inevitably, I would like to have a Switch too. I'm perfectly content with the OLED right now, though. I do like the quality of it. I'm happy with the way it looks. I'm happy with the size, so
Voila.
nothing too crazy.
Dietrich, she's done.
Did you find him?
Yeah, he's over there in the corner, but I'm going to unlock this trunk right here real quick. It's like if I don't take care of it while I'm in the room with it, I'll forget about it later and I'll just never come back and
Mess with it.
mess with it because the map is so big.
It's too much to try to remember to
Yeah,
come back
and
for.
what I hate about puzzles like that is my hand shakes so bad, and it takes so much to keep them steady that like trying to get those.
Triggers just right where
Yeah,
they need to be,
oh
or the toggles just right where they need to
yeah.
be.
I struggle with it like a
So I'll tell you, they do make like Switch Pro controllers,
yeah
which are kind of like an Xbox or a PlayStation controller, so it feels a little more natural in your hand.
yeah.
You can always get one of those whenever you get fully dedicated to the Switch too, you know?
Well, that's my plan. When I think I forgot to actually talk. Did I actually talk about that part?
Is it not? I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I forgot
Spoiler
about
alert.
it too because we
I
just
derailed you.
we let the tracks lead us away from the station, and
Yeah.
then we forget where the station even is or what our destination was.
So now that
And
he's been tickled by Switch just a little bit.
well, I if I'm gonna play it, I want to play it on the best platform.
Yeah,
And there's gonna, the odds are because I want to play Donkey Kong Bonanza.
yeah.
Like Donkey Kong was always,
Is that on the online expansion? Hmm.
I don't know. Donkey Kong was my if I had to say, okay, well, I care about a character in Nintendo,
It's Donkey Kong.
then it would have been Donkey Kong, but that's because of Donkey Kong 64 and the fact that when we were on Game Boys, we had Donkey Kong games.
Yeah.
And
There's probably some of them on the expansion.
uh,
Download the Game Boy app on there, you can
I
play
got
them.
to figure out how to get back to that to that menu of things that are in the
That's that
NSO
first one.
expansion and like what all is available for download in it. Like by the time I was paying attention, I had moved menus or something, and I
Because it's in that the store or the shop and not the e-store.
that's all
Or
very confusing. Nintendo needs to make their
yeah, like you got
like one.
Nintendo Switch Online is that first logo, and then you get messages in the middle, and then the other one's the eShop where you buy games and DLCs and all that stuff from. So
I don't understand it. I wish they would just simplify their user interface so
right,
it's like you only had to go to one menu, one store, one ring to rule them all. Okay,
right.
you don't need 80,000 platforms to be able to.
Well, Nintendo can't be conventional.
No, they gotta
They got to be outside of the box.
outside of the box. They gotta own the box, be outside of the box, inside of the box,
They are the box.
be in the box and of the box.
there you go. What happens when you spin the globes?
They just spin. Like
Oh,
there's a lot of things you can interact with
it
that
doesn't even.
it's just so you can interact with it.
Yeah,
Like you eat food just so
you have no health bar or you have
there.
no food meter, but you can just eat food.
Yeah,
Nice.
like there's a golden snitch.
How do you even see it?
Well, it was just floating in the air with wings for a second. I'm not sure where it zipped off to now, but
I just didn't see it.
you didn't
Didn't
see.
make it out. That's pretty cool.
That's all it does.
Nice.
And all the paintings,
They're all moving.
they're all moving.
Yeah, that was
Like
tripping me out,
the game adapts very nearly every single lore thing from Harry Potter
which is awesome.
into the castle.
Yeah,
Like you see ghosts, all the paintings move. You go down to where the kitchens are, and
there it is.
you tickle the pear, and it lets you into the kitchens where you can see all the house elves that are preparing the food. And they've even got like little huts and cabins down there where they live inside of it. It's just
That's cool.
they
Very accurate.
oh yeah, they put so much detail into the game.
Right.
It's unreal.
Did you play any of the old Harry Potter games?
No.
I must say, I don't know if you noticed, I got one the other day, and I'm
Yeah.
intrigued to see
I
what
mean
all's in that.
I don't have a 360 to
Oh, is that not a?
I don't know.
I didn't even think to look it up.
It could very well be, but
I mean, I have a 360, so it doesn't break my heart.
I'm not sitting on an Xbox right now. Otherwise, I'd check the store.
Yeah,
Or you could even Google whether or not that game is in the backwards compatibility library.
it was Deathly Hollows 2, I believe.
Yeah. But we kind of did our last episode. It was a little bit of a catch-all episode where Chris and I just did our back and forth, and we allowed ourselves the pleasure
Nope.
of just enjoying the friendship and enjoying the conversation.
That's right.
And other than to be like, all right, gang, I mean, I'm not done with my protest, but I guess I'm gonna play on Switch and get a Switch too, because if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it right.
I mean, in all actuality, it's not like you can't be in protest of something and still own it. If you're not contributing to Nintendo's
Well,
thing,
that's what I think. That's what I told you. Like, I'm not buying it full price from Walmart so that Walmart can give Nintendo the money for it. I'm
now if you start keeping up on your renewal and your expansion pass and stuff like that, well, then
well,
you're not so much boycotting them.
Tim was great. Tim was great enough to give me a full year on the NSO for free, so I just got to pay attention to that year. And it's like, although I'm curious, it's like whatever I download out of there, is it like only in my library so long as I have the
The
subscription?
license, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like Game Pass.
Ugh,
or PlayStation Plus. That's literally what your expansion pass
what
is.
a hose.
So yeah, once your year is up, you lose all access to all these things. And if you don't have a Switch 2, you can't play any of the Nintendo GameCube games. The GameCube games are only available on the Switch 2, and they are actually just now announcing that they're about to drop Pokemon Coliseum or Pokemon XD Gale of something. I can't remember the name, but big
Pokemon.
Pokemon title. I think it's Pokemon XD. I think it's what it is.
Ugh, you're breaking my heart right now because ordinarily if it was anybody else, I would give such hell over the fact that you like Pokemon, but because it's you and you have never been the person who's been like, you're a fucking comic book nerd. I can't in good conscience do that, so I'm kind of mad that I have to eat it, be like, well, here's my opinion on Pokemon, you loser. But
Coming from the guy that's got a cardboard cutout of Superman in the corner of his kitchen right now.
I can't. I told you I can't do it. All right, I can't do it to you. I'm not going to be a bad friend when you're not a bad friend to me, so leave me alone.
Copy
There
that.
we go. Bam.
But yeah, I definitely I would like a Switch 2 someday. I won't buy it new. I'm never gonna buy anything new. I'm just not that kind of person.
I'm not buying a new like it's going to show up and
But I'm also not gonna sit here and pretend like I won't buy games digitally and contribute to Nintendo's marketplace myself. They already won me over with Leaf Green and Fire Red. I will eventually play all
I
the Pokemon
suppose
games.
if they did things where it was like that was the only place you could like
They poured it over, and that's the only way you can do it.
the only way you can do it at all is to get it through their store, then I guess, I'm stuck like anybody else does. But as long as I've got the option, I'm always going to exercise
Physical copies.
physical copies. And
I'm curious as to how many Switch 2 games they're even giving physical copies for because it seems like 90% of it is just a game case with a code inside, like we were talking about the other day.
yeah,
Like, so,
you're buying plastic.
and it's like, how much are you really saving programming these little not programming these little SD cards? 'Cause that's all they are is little SD cards in a big case. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here?
I don't know.
But we don't want you to own it physically. Because if you own it physically,
Then we can't get the money off you.
yeah, you take it over to your friend's house and you both play it together. Well, we can't have that. So we gotta sell it to both of you separately and offer you the online plan so you can play together. Which is probably what'll end up happening one day. I have a buddy, he got the Switch 2. He says his Switch 1 was bricked. He couldn't figure out how to unbrick it. He tried all the little, opening it, safe mode and all that stuff.
Yeah,
But I looked online, I found a program that could possibly help. Now there's different stages you might have to run it through depending on how bad off it is. And it's still possible that it cannot be fixed. Like it's just permanently bricked because it's hardware bricked, not
yeah,
software bricked or whatever. But he's supposed to put it in the locker tonight, and I'm gonna pick it up and try to tinker with it and see if I can't figure it out. But he says he's gonna mod it when he gets done.
yeah.
And I'm thinking, what all can you do? Like, what all are these things capable of? Are they like the PSPs? I mean, they do take SD cards. That's the same thing you had to do with the PSP was put the modded software on the SD card and then just run it. And now all of a sudden, every game you have downloaded to it works.
If it works, it works. But
I mean, I don't know the science behind that, but I'd be intrigued to know.
my quite you were saying something the other day about jailbreaking a PS2.
Yeah, somebody, Tim, same one's talking about jailbreaking the or modding the Switch. Sent me a video, and I mean, it's pretty long, so I didn't even actually dive in and watch any of it. I mean, I maybe saw the first minute and realized it was a 45-minute video. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch you when I'm ready to sit down and do it,
Woof.
not right now. But yeah, there's a way to mod the PS2 and essentially have it to where, just like the PSP, they had the PSP where it was easily moddable, play whatever you wanted on it, even as much as like console games, not even just portable games. So I have to assume it's the same process, but I'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, let me know. I mean, I'm curious what that means, although everything that I'd want to play on the PS2 basically I've already got.
Yeah,
Like I've already got it physically.
yeah.
So I don't know
But I mean, would it be? Would you keep if you had the option? Would you keep them physically? If you already owned it, you probably would.
if I already owned it, I probably would.
Yeah,
I'd probably just keep it,
yeah. Because why get rid of it?
you know?
It's already here. It's
I
only,
I say that, but
it's
then
only
I
wants the PS6 Pro because they dropped some nice little upscale thing, and he's like, "Well, I got all these PS2 games on a PlayStation 2 already. No sense in keeping them around, right?" It's a vicious cycle.
yeah, they find a way to get their money out of you.
Yeah. Well, they never get it out of you. GameStop does. Dave's does. But Sony and Microsoft don't get anything. Well, Sony did get some out of you on this console
They
because
got
you got it through Sony, right?
when I originally put my hands on it,
The
I got
first
it
one.
through Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they
because
got the money on that,
we ordered it from the store itself.
right?
Kind of had to. Like that was the only way to get them was to get in the service queue and
Hope for the best.
hope for the best. And between my mother and Courtney, they took that project on.
Yeah.
Like they went
Made it happen.
they went and made it happen, and they were not going to take no for an answer. I was like, you do not have to spend every waking hour trying to log into the queue to get in the store and be raffled off. You know, the first 20 people get there,
Gets one.
and not going to hear different. And it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you even saying she got it digital and
she,
had to back out because
yeah, that one sucked. I mean, I appreciate your effort, but I want the ones that have the disc
yeah,
drive.
ouch. But sometimes it's like that,
Talk
man.
about feeling like a heel. Oof.
Well, everybody, it looks like that's all the time we have for today.
Yeah,
I think
we are
we're a little bit over ourselves, so
banging 2 or 3 minutes over just
yeah.
about every video now, but
So we'll salvage your time for the rest of your evening. Thanks for hanging out with us.
we'll catch you next week.
Until next time.